Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Grace Prescott, and today I'm here to talk about a topic that affects many men, but is rarely discussed openly: prostate and bladder health. You've been told that feeling a certain urgency, getting up 2, 3, or even 5 times every night to rush to the bathroom, or that unexpected drop that leaks when you laugh or cough, is just something men over 50 have to accept. Let me be very clear with you, that's a huge lie. Many are led to believe the only real solution to these issues involves invasive surgery or a lifelong dependence on medications that merely manage symptoms. But today, I want to debunk that idea. With a bit of practical knowledge and simplicity, you have more control over your urinary health than you imagine. What's really causing this feeling of loss of control, the interruption of your sleep, and the restriction of your social freedom, preventing you from going out and living fully, is simpler than you think. And no, it's not fate. It's largely the result of your daily food and drink choices. If you feel your life has boiled down to planning outings based on the nearest bathroom, if you've accepted peaceful nights of sleep as a thing of the past and shame as your new companion, then your social freedom has been compromised. The biggest obstacle many men face is fear of surgery or the prospect of taking meds forever. But I promise you, the solution can lie in the simplicity of adjusting a few key habits. Many experts might not tell you this, but before considering operations or medications that just mask symptoms, it's crucial to examine the fuel you're putting into your body. Your bladder is a hard-working organ striving to do its job, and without realizing it, you might be irritating it with certain elements. Let's reveal the 5 main irritants right now. A very common and surprising mistake most men make is assuming that if urine leaks or constant urgency are related to the prostate, the problem is exclusively there. Allow me to be explicit. Prostate growth, clinically known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, is indeed the starting point. It obstructs urine outflow and puts pressure on your bladder. However, if we add a hyperactive bladder to that pressure, one constantly irritated by what you eat and drink, we create an extremely uncomfortable situation that amplifies shame and discomfort. It's like trying to fix the engine, the prostate, while pouring harmful fuel into the tank, your diet. It's essential to avoid the idea that the problem will be solved just by controlling the prostate if you don't stop consuming the 5 irritants that trigger this nervous, uncontrollable urgency. Now let's get to what's simplest and most practical, so you can regain your control and social freedom. Here are the 5 foods and drinks irritating your bladder that you need to eliminate or drastically reduce. 1. Coffee, black tea, and the dark side of caffeine. The first step to freeing yourself from sudden urinary urgency is to stop subjecting your bladder to constant chemical punishment. Your morning coffee or that afternoon black tea are the first things to consider avoiding if you want to regain control. Caffeine is a well-known diuretic, meaning it makes you urinate more. Plus, it's a direct bladder irritant. Eliminating it gives your bladder a break from being jittery and overstimulated. Scientifically, what's happening is quite interesting and easy to understand. Caffeine has 2 main negative effects. First, as mentioned, it's a diuretic that signals your kidneys to produce urine quickly, filling your bladder sooner than normal. Imagine a faucet running full blast. Second, and this is crucial for the urgency feeling, caffeine acts as a direct stimulant on your bladder's muscle, the detrusor muscle that contracts to empty it. It's like caffeine telling that muscle, contract now, fast. Even if the bladder isn't fully full, the result is that sudden, desperate urgency. The simplicity here is cutting caffeine, allowing that nervous muscle to relax. Let me tell you the story of a man I saw 3 months ago. Let's call him Mr. Richard. Mr. Richard, a 65-year-old architect, was a strong, proud man who'd sadly accepted his social life was over. His pain wasn't just physical, it was deep humiliation. He confessed he'd stopped attending important client meetings because the fear of rushing out mid-presentation paralyzed him. "Doctor," he said with a choked voice, "the hardest part is getting up at midnight 4 or 5 times, just for a few drops. I feel like a child who can't control his own body." His big mistake, his main problem, was his love for 3 espressos before noon and Diet Cola in the afternoon. When I suggested eliminating caffeine, he looked at me skeptically. fear of failure in his eyes. His lesson for you: don't underestimate your caffeine ritual's impact. The practical solution is simple. Switch to caffeine-free drinks. Replace morning coffee with decaf or herbal teas like chamomile or peppermint, which have calming properties. The exact dose for control: eliminate caffeine completely for 14 days and observe improvements. If you notice a big difference, you can try reintroducing half a cup a day, but never after noon. End your day knowing your bladder is at peace, ready to give you the uninterrupted sleep you crave, regaining control over your nights too. Carbonated, fizzy, and gassy drinks. The second element to cut is that bubbly allure of carbonated drinks. It doesn't matter if they have sugar, are sugar-free, tonic water, or sparkling mineral water. The fizz is your direct enemy in the fight for bladder control. Eliminating them frees your body from bloating and unnecessary pressure. The science behind this irritant is purely physical and chemical. The carbon dioxide injected into these drinks turns into gas in your body, resulting in bloating. This abdominal bloating creates constant external pressure on your bladder. Imagine your bladder as a soft balloon. If something presses it, even if not full, the bladder reacts by contracting reflexively. Plus, acids in colas or other sodas can directly irritate your bladder's inner lining, so avoid the gas to eliminate the pressure stealing your control. I want to share the story of Charles, a brilliant 58-year-old engineer. Charles didn't drink coffee or alcohol, but was addicted to fizzy drinks, consuming about 3 liters a day. His main discomfort was extreme shame because leaks happened with light effort, like standing quickly in a meeting or walking briskly. He told me, "I'm humiliated. How can this happen when I take care of myself?" I explained the gas was like a tight belt from the inside, constantly pressing his bladder. When he cut all carbonated drinks, his improvement was quick and remarkable. His lesson, and my warning to you, is that gas isn't harmless. It's relentless pressure on your bladder. The simplicity of the solution: return to still water, plain and pure. If the taste bores you, add cucumber or melon slices. They're gentle and help balance pH. The success dose: abandon these drinks completely for at least a month. You'll see how reduced abdominal pressure calms your bladder, giving back social freedom to move without fear. 3. The acidity of citrus and tomatoes. The third irritant is, for many health-conscious men, the hardest to accept: highly acidic foods. Think oranges, lemons, grapefruits, and yes, tomatoes. They're fruits and can be a huge irritation source for a sensitive bladder. Avoid excess acidity, not because these foods are inherently bad, but because your bladder, if sensitive, may not tolerate low pH. The scientific explanation: urine is waste fluid your body tries to keep at balanced acidity. When you consume large amounts of very acidic foods, like concentrated orange juice or spicy tomato sauces, acids filter into your urine. Overly acidic urine acts like mild acid, irritating your bladder's inner lining. This tissue becomes inflamed, and an inflamed bladder is hyperactive, contracting early and causing uncontrollable urgency. It's pure chemistry simplicity. I remember Mr. Michael, a 73-year-old retiree, a noble countryman who ate daily tomatoes from his garden and citrus from his tree. His main complaint: inability to sleep, up at least 6 times a night. His life was perfect, except the bladder. When I said his pain stemmed from his own fruit juices, he was almost offended. He said sadly, "I've lived thinking my diet was perfect, that orange juice is health." His difficulty? Clinging to the belief that all natural is good for everyone, but not for a sensitive bladder. I had him swap oranges for melon and tomatoes for less acidic veggies like squash or cucumber. In a week, nighttime visits dropped to 2. His story shows sometimes what we consider healthy can be a powerful irritant for a specific organ. In practice, simplicity is substitution. Eliminate concentrated acidic citrus juices and tomato and sauces concentrates. For fruit, choose lower acidity options like banana, melon, watermelon, or pear. For meals, use roasted red peppers or zucchini instead of tomato and sauces. Seek control through less aggressive urine. 4. Alcohol, especially beer. The fourth irritant is the big enemy of male social freedom: alcohol. And I have to be specific. Beer is perhaps the worst for older men with urinary issues. Avoid alcohol to regain control over the end of social gatherings and the start of peaceful sleep. The science is a double blow. First, alcohol is a potent diuretic, making you urinate a lot and faster than caffeine. It blocks the antidiuretic hormone that helps retain fluids, forcing kidneys into overdrive and filling your bladder alarmingly fast. It's a urine production accelerator. But the second effect, the one stealing control and causing shame, is that alcohol numbs your central nervous system. By dulling the brain, it interferes with signals your bladder sends to warn it's full and, worse, relaxes the sphincter muscle responsible for holding urine. Beer especially combines alcohol's diuretic effect with a large volume of cold liquid. Result: lightning-fast bladder filling and a lazy sphincter, a perfect combo for loss of control and accidents. Let me tell you about Robert, a 60-year-old who loved Saturday hangouts with friends, his main pain, constant activity interruption. He'd lie to friends about his health to avoid explaining bathroom runs every 20 minutes or discreet protection. The humiliation was isolating him. He said shakily, "Doctor, it's not just the drink. It's the beer ritual with friends stealing my social freedom." I had him replace beer with still water or low-acid fruit juices. On return, he said, the first night was hard, but he drank 3 bottles of water with a little lemon. Surprise, he only got up once all night. His issue, attachment to social identity, dissolved when he realized control and friendship don't depend on alcohol. The simplicity is abstinence, especially for uninterrupted sleep. If drinking, do it early and swap beer for lower volume options like a little red wine, always with a full stomach of solid food for slower absorption. Ideal, 0 alcohol. Control dose, cut alcohol after 6 p.m. Reward, 8 straight hours of sleep, maximum social freedom. 5. Artificial sweeteners and spicy seasonings. The fifth and final irritant is a dual category but equally aggressive: artificial sweeteners and spicy seasonings. Here's a subtle trap in diet products promising simplicity but actually sabotaging you. Avoid these direct attackers of your bladder's inner lining. Science shows both capsaicin, the compound giving heat to chilies and peppers, and artificial sweeteners like aspartame and saccharin inflame and directly stimulate nerve endings in your bladder's protective layer. It's a direct chemical attack. Very spicy foods like strong curry or chili let heat residues pass in urine, irritating the bladder en route. Similarly, artificial sweeteners are foreign molecules. Processed, they become direct irritants for a sensitive bladder, triggering urgency. You seek simplicity in sugar-free soda, but find irritation. Practical simplicity: read labels and season with natural herbs. Eliminate foods, drinks with artificial sweeteners. Return to natural sugar in moderation if needed, or use pure stevia or honey cautiously. For spice, reduce strong ones like cayenne or chili powder. Replace heat with fresh herbs like cilantro, parsley, or rosemary. Ideal dose: total elimination of artificial sweeteners and reduce spice to what you tolerate without burning. Reward: calmer bladder lining, regaining control over emptying sensations. Now that you know the 5 irritants, it's crucial to avoid victim mentality, waiting for a magic solution. The key mindset: no diet, supplement, or advanced surgery works without your personal commitment. Simplicity isn't just what you stop eating, drinking, it's the attitude embracing change. Avoid thinking you're too old or it's too hard. Consistency makes these solutions work. Control and social freedom are won with discipline, one day at a time. Your mind must be your ally, not your jailer. We've walked the path of simplicity to regain bladder control and social freedom in your life. We saw humiliation and sleep interruption aren't your fate, but direct results of 1. Coffee and caffeine overstimulating you. 2. Carbonated drinks pressuring you. 3. Citrus and tomatoes acidifying your urine. 4. Alcohol, especially beer, filling the bladder and relaxing retention muscles. 5. Artificial sweeteners and spice irritating your bladder. Avoid ignoring this info. Avoid living in shame. I want you to reclaim control of your nights and outings. I want your social freedom back. Now, be honest with yourself. Look in the mirror and decide which of these 5 is hardest for you to eliminate. Most importantly, tell me what day, starting tomorrow, you'll begin reducing at least 1. Your answer is a commitment, not to me, but to your well-being and sleep. Tell me you're ready to take control of your life. I'll be watching the comments.